Hey folks, Allison here. Well, today I want to talk about this. You will not find what you are not looking for. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, obviously we see a lot of stuff that we're not necessarily looking for, but if we don't have goals, if we don't have something that we're striving for, we're not going to find success, right? Success is defined by goals, all right? I want to do X, Y, or Z. It's done. I've succeeded. But too often we allow life to just happen to us. We kind of go with the flow. And I think that social media, particularly for young people, has been very detrimental because we kind of look at just like showing it off on Facebook or showing it off on Instagram, but we don't really stop and think about what do I want my life actually to look like. So let me give you the opposite example. Have you ever been in the market for a new car and you finally decide on a make and model and suddenly they're everywhere? Oh my gosh, I can't believe how many people have this car. And that's because our brain will look for, it's called selective attention. They're going to pay attention to those things that we're keyed into. So if you are a young person, maybe graduating high school, graduating college, maybe you're planning to get married, you want to have a family, maybe you're an empty nester, and maybe you're planning to retire, or maybe you recently retired. If you don't set some goals for yourself, if you don't put together a vision of what you want your life to look like, then life is going to happen to you and not for you. So I think it's really important. I'm not saying you have to have grandiose goals, but what would you like your day-to-day life to look like? Let's say you're young and you say, well, I want to have a family. Okay, well, do you want to work? Do you want to put the kids in daycare? Do you want to homeschool? We need to think through the details. Now, this, my friends, is where coaching is really powerful. And one of the things that I've seen as a therapist that, we can help somebody to heal, but then we want to be able to move forward. And that's where coaching skills come in. Working with a coach just to kind of formulate a plan for your life is powerful. And it's powerful for this reason. A coach, a good coach, is trained to ask you thought-provoking questions to help you to kind of figure out what you really want, what you may feel God is calling you to, what's in your heart. Now, particularly I see this a lot with people who retire. Or everybody's working toward that, I don't have to work anymore, and now what? And it's a known fact that many people get depressed after retirement. Everything is different. There's nothing to get up for every morning. There's no pressure. But there also can be like kind of a feeling of being unmoored. There's nothing that we're looking to do or having meaning in our life. Now, there are so many things you can be doing, whether they're hobbies, whether they're volunteering, whether it's starting something new from scratch, whatever it is. If you don't set that up, you will not find it and you will flounder. And that's why I think it's really powerful at whatever stage in life you're at, especially if you're in a transitional phase, all right, graduating, starting a new job, planning a family, empty nest phase, or the kids start leaving the house, retirement, to really think about, what do I want? And to prayerfully, consider, what might God be calling me to? Because He wants you to be happy, and we're only really happy when we have hope for the future, and we have something that we're looking forward to. And let's face it, we look forward to holidays and stuff, and they come and go, and they can be a little disappointing at times, or maybe, material things that we have. Okay, they're great, but all right, after a while that fails to satisfy. We have to have some ongoing purpose, ongoing goals. And again, they don't have to be strenuous. They could be a lot of fun, but you will not find what you're not looking for. So sitting down with a coach just for a few sessions. Coaching is great in that it's not long-term and it's not that expensive to sit down and say, okay, where am I at? And where do I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? If you don't decide ahead of time, you won't find it. And life will just happen to you. And we sit there wondering what happened. So that's my advice today. Think about it, especially if you are in a transitional phase. If you find yourself floundering, maybe you're retired and like, wait a minute, is this all it's going to be? Having coffee on the veranda every morning, and I don't really have anything else. Now, obviously, if you have families, you have grandchildren, That gives life a lot of meaning too. But what are the boundaries and parameters that you want there? What other things do you want in your life? Where do you feel God is calling you to? And that's where the power of coaching can be life-changing. So I hope you give it some thought. We have great people listed on Catholic Life Coaches. Take a look, because God wants something vibrant and exciting for you. He doesn't want us to just flounder, and He doesn't want life to just happen to us. If you don't look for something, you won't find it. That's as simple as that. Hope you find that helpful. God bless you.